everyone, this is Queens with Accents, and I am your host Natasha, and this is my co host Nadia. Nadia, say hi. And today, our topic I think is going to be relevant to everyone. If we either have kids, if we don't have kids, we are parents. Nadia have her parents living with her in US right now. My mom comes occasionally. She just left about 2 weeks ago. And we both have kids. Nadia has a daughter. I have two daughters. And I never used a book or anything to raise them. I basically played it by ear. They turned out fantastic. So it's either good parenting or pure luck. Something worked. But of course, we have our issues. It's generational issues. It always will be. But I have more problems with my mom. It's ongoing. It's never ending. But there are tools for it, right? There are tools to manage these relationships.
Natasha, don't call it tools. Tools is calling it rather. It's like I don't know. I think it makes it
Psychological tools. We're not going to use hammers, pins or anything like that. The psychological tools, we have perfect guest for it today, who's a specialist.
Not only there are tools, correct, like you said, there are people who actually have gone and learned and researched and realized, right, how the relationship should go after we turn a certain age, or before we turn a certain age, after we enter a certain phase in our life, etc., and how our relationships deform, right, and how it affects our life in one way or another. And like you said, yes, we do have specialists for that. And today we have our wonderful, beautiful Yulia with us. And Yulia is going to help us navigate this very difficult, sometimes difficult topic.
And tell us what tools to use.
Yes, of being of being parents ourselves and being parents to our parents, or not doing that. Maybe that's not a great thing. Like, as I have learned, maybe that's not a great thing. So Yulia, if you can introduce yourself again. To those who have not seen you in our previous episodes, who you are, what you do, and how come you're the expert.
Thank you, ladies. I'm really happy and excited to be here again. And as for me, I used to be a life coach for about 4 years by now. And before that, I had a teacher. So I had my coach, and she used to study these laws. They call it like the laws of love. There are four of them. And today we will be talking about them. Maybe I will give some examples. And her coach was nominated for the Nobel Prize for that. So can you imagine that? So that is not like something what was invented in somebody's, I don't know, office and some little knowledge. No, actually that works. And thousands of people, they had that kind of experience. Their lives were changed by this knowledge. And that
the word that has been actually beaten around and people don't like this word anymore is transformative. So when it first came out, everybody was using it, and it was like this great new, I don't know, not slang word, but something that was on everybody was saying it, everybody was using it. And it got so beaten up and overused that now it sounds real bad. It has a negative connotation to it, at least in my head. But essentially it is a transformative experience to where, once you realize the laws, like you said, right? Or once you start living by them, your life changes.
Yeah, so true. I don't like this kind of words either, but I can see many people. I'm experiencing their transformations and their changing. So their life is being changing on my eyes, and that makes me more and more confident about how these laws are simple, which are really simple actually. And very natural.
They're simple, but they're not simple to follow. They're not very simple to follow. Natasha, but let's tell Yulia the story that you told me about how your mom never listens to you and she doesn't take her medications.
Yeah, I mean, I have to, talk to her, explain to her how things go.
So we
have
had
to,
this conversation, me and Natasha, right?
yeah,
Between me
we
and
have.
Natasha, how parents don't listen. They don't listen.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but you have to you have to take your medication, you have to do this, you have to do that, and we go to the store, and my mom is following me and ask me everything and what she can get, and I tell her, I remind her about, I don't know, go outside and get some fresh air, or it's I'm parent to my parent. That's what it is.
And we were
For
talking
many of
about,
us, that's how life turns. Like when we became older, our parents are older, and we're still parent our kids, and we become parents to our parents.
but I think
And
it
most
was
of people,
somewhat expected though. Wasn't it expected? I don't know, at least in my family, my parents used to tell me, when we're old, you're going to be taking care of us, and
yeah, sort of, yeah,
that was kind of implied and expected, that once I turn a certain age, once I'm able to like make my own money and take care of myself, I'm also supposed to take care of my parents.
right. Yeah, and pretty much that's what I'm doing. And my mom comes here for 6 months, and she becomes completely dependent on me. But it's also um, because she's in different country and she doesn't speak language, and she cannot drive herself, so that's part of the problem, obviously. But it's I don't know if it would be the same if I lived here in Kazakhstan with her, because she's in Kazakhstan. But I don't know.
The problem is exacerbated by the fact that she can't speak the language, or she's less mobile, she's less independent. But
Right.
I don't know if it's 100%, if it would be completely different again, right? Like you said, if you were living still in Kazakhstan, it might not have been, because it's not necessarily the country, it's the relationship, how we regard ourselves towards our parents. And this is what Yula taught me too, how to look at it in a little bit a different way. So Yula, tell us, how are we supposed to do that, right? And every time we say our parents don't listen to us, what do you hear when we say that?
Okay, so let's start from the general, and then we go for the local story, every local story. So generally, there are a few laws, and one of them is the law of hierarchy. I'm not sure about my pronunciation, but I think you know what I mean, right?
I think it's clear.
Hierarchy.
Yeah. hierarchy. Yeah. Thank you. So, what does it mean? That's, of course, obviously, when we are growing up and we're facing to different kind of technologies, and our parents, of course, they can't run the same speed. But what does this law means? So, this law means the new system, when the first system give birth to another system, like our life, for example. The system of my parents came to the system of life generally faster than me. So they came first. First, my parents came to this life, and then they gave birth to me and gave me an opportunity to live my life. Actually, I like one very nice example. For example, an army. So first, general came first, then the soldier. Yeah, soldier came after that, after the general. The only thing what general is waiting for from the soldier is to feel the respect. So if the soldier is not gonna give his respect to their general, it's not the whole of the system is not gonna work. It's just it will destroy all the system. Same story here. Actually, maybe I would give another example. If you're an owner of the business and you hire somebody, so you started that business, you came first, and then you hire some people. So if they not gonna give you respect, it's a big chance you're not gonna communicate, you're not gonna work, you're not gonna continue, right? Because the system is not gonna work properly, naturally. Same story in our family systems. So if we are not giving our respect, and now the question is, because the majority of us, when we are saying, okay, mama, please take your medicine, mama, please go to the doctor, mama, please, okay, give me something, I will tell you how to do that or this. Don't eat sugar, don't do something, it's for better. So the intention is very nice. The intention is love. But these laws of love, the orders of love are like that. So the love can only work when we give it with respect. If we give love without respect,
Right. So basically what happens, you gave a really good example about being a boss and having someone who is working for you. So imagine you come to your boss and you're like, you're not supposed to do that. You need to listen to me. I'm going to tell you how to do this, right? Even though you might be doing it again with great intentions to improve the business, to improve the workflow, to improve everything. That's not how you approach your boss.
your boss is not gonna listen to you, even if it's genuinely, even if the idea is just perfect.
But the problem with our family is that we all, and I think it's general to all people, we think that family is a given. That our parents are given, right? So they're not going to go anywhere. They're here, they're not going to leave us and say, no, you're not my child anymore. I mean, obviously that happens, but not, in extreme cases. But most of the time, our parents don't have that option to say, you're not my child anymore. You're still going to be together. You're still going to be a family. You're still connected, whether you want it or not sometimes. And so
because we're not authoritative, we're not authoritative system in the family, and the work and military.
Correct. We don't treat it as authoritative system.
Yeah.
But what the point is that maybe we should.
Mm.
And I can explain you why.
I don't know.
It's just safety. Maybe if you remember, if you were reading the old literature, Russian literature, for example, many people were in that literature. They were, when they entered the room and the parents were there, they was given a bowl.
They have to bow.
And they say like, dear parent, blah, blah, blah. So they were saying, anything they were saying, they were given that with respect. Why it's so important? Because if we're not given respect, and another thing, which is very often I'm witnessing this story again and again, when we feel like when we are growing up, we're starting to be equal to our parents. Like, I know how to live this life, and my parent being old, so that's why maybe when I was very young, okay, but now I feel like, okay, we're on the same vibe, But this is a second mistake, because we're not equal. I can prove you why. Our parents, they gave us life, and we couldn't give the same life to them. That's the problem. That's the reason why we can't be equal. And if my parent is not calling me, okay, I'm not gonna call, because he or she's not calling me. Why should I? It's not fair, right? We have that feeling. But the problem is that if, for example, Donald Trump will give you all his money, everybody, all the politicians, all the, all the richest people in this world will give everything to you, but you don't have the life, you understand? It doesn't make sense. So our parents gave us much more than all the richest people all the most powerful people in this world. And we we feel like, oh, we're equal. Come on. No, we're not. That's why, even if you read the Bible, you will see this, one of the lines, which is like top 5 or number 3 or something. If you respect your parents, you can live a longer life or something. Your days will be longer. So I'm not sure about
Now I have a question. You know how in Eastern societies, in mostly in Asian societies, the parents are held in high regard, much more, I guess, than in Western societies. There's
a lot of cultures here.
What's the guy's name, Natasha? You must know him. He's a stand-up comedian. He's rather young and he's Cuban. And he says, I look white. I don't look Cuban. I look like I tell my mother to shut up. And that's one of his jokes, is that he looks like a white boy, like a Western boy who can tell
Yeah.
his mother to shut up, right? And whereas in other cultures, it's absolutely taboo, and you will never say anything like that to your mom, or to your dad, to your parents. And even talking to your parents needs to be in a certain way to show respect. Like in English, you know how you is you. That's it. You say you to your boss. You say you to your children. You say you to everyone. In Russian, in other languages, many other languages, there is a difference, right? In how you talk to people with respect. And you have to show that through the language. And language is something that shapes our mind. Is it possible that us being influenced so much by the Western society, we kind of forgot that this, like, we're not supposed to be talking to our parents a certain way? Because I know families where to this day, children talk to their parents through вы, right? So like showing that respect.
Yeah, it's still you, but yes, it's in English language. It's you for multiple and you for single person, and but in most of other languages, it's two different and words. But also the arranged marriages and those other cultures, like in India, for example, right? It's not just this respect of authority of a parent. It goes to the point where they still arrange marriages, and it's in our culture. I don't think it's happened probably in the 18th century. It still kind of was going on, but then it was cancelled. I don't know how it happened, but it happened, and it's not happening anymore. So we came to a completely different spiral of our development with our parents and our society and our families. So I don't think we can go back to that place where we used to be.
Going back is specifically my point. My point is like there was a way of things that worked, and then at some point it didn't, right?
Yeah.
And then
where did it stop, right? Where did it stop? At what point? Was it war? When
not only where did it stop,
but became independent?
But also how come? Why?
Yeah. The difference is huge. Even my mom, and she lives in Kazakhstan still. When she goes there, she see the difference between like Slavic people interact with their parents and Kazakh people interact with their parents and kids. It's still there. They still have this respect for adults, for older people, for elderlies. We don't have that anymore.
Yulia, do you think Yulia, Asian people are happier because they still keep that tradition and they still follow or do you think it doesn't? How does that phase into that?
I would say it's not. It's about happiness, of course, but it's about freedom more. As for me, I will explain you why. Because if we're breaking that rule or the rule of order, which means we don't have or we don't do something to our parents with the respect. That means we have the price. We're paying the price for that. It's not free. And I can give you examples of what kind of prices are there. So what are the consequences, I would say, right? And you will tell me, okay, I'm on the place of the mom of my mom. So what? And I can tell you what. We're paying with so if I'm putting myself on the place so if I'm telling my mom what should she eat or how should she cure her, I don't know, throat, and like in this kind of, okay, you're not obedient child of mine, right?
You're the authority, not she is. Like
yeah, exactly. So it means I'm putting myself at her mom's place, and I'm starting to magnetize. I'm starting to how do I say that? Attract, exactly. Attract all the negative scenarios which are there in that place. For example, somebody is getting his or her house going the same way how it was at the place of her grandma. So of house becoming that like that. Somebody is taking the scenery of their personal life, I mean the family life with her husband, and somebody is starting to repeat that story without no reason, right? Like, but it happens. Somebody is taking their sailing, their glass sailing. Yeah, ceiling, yeah.
The ceiling.
Yeah, about the money, so they can make more than whatever they're doing. They can't make more than this kind of level.
They see
And
it, but they cannot reach it, right?
They're in a
yeah,
different
yeah,
place.
they feel
Okay.
like I can do that, and I'm doing actions for that, but no result. Still getting the same story, same, and they're coming and okay, I don't know why, but it happens again and again. So that's why I'm always asking one, like, number one question. Okay, tell me more about your relationship with your parents, because there is a huge chance that with the good intentions, we're not giving our love properly, so means without respect. For example, it's actually one of the example. There are three positions which are wrong if we are talking about the relationship with our parent. This is one of them. This is called arrogant position. This means I'm higher than you. And the second one is so the higher is you means everything which is connected to my grandma stories. So why I said if you have this respect, you have freedom. You have freedom of living your own scenery, of creating your own scenery, not living the same story again and again, which is not get nothing to do with you actually. So it's not your life.
You're writing your own story. You're writing your own story separate from your parents, right?
Yeah, you're becoming free. Yeah,
Yeah.
and people are thinking, okay, I'm free to say whatever I think, this is the freedom. But the real freedom, I think, is not like that. The real freedom is to live your life, how you
To
really
let your
feel.
parents go. Okay.
Yeah. So this is
Well, no,
number.
Natasha, I think there's a line too. Okay, you don't let them go as far as like I don't care anymore, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking, I'm getting this information and I'm digesting it, like, because like she's saying like you're talking as a arrogant person, and I know that's my position. I'm kind of a little bit sometimes arrogant, and I admit it because I think, okay, we have more access to knowledge right now, so I know more than my mom. I just do. And she doesn't develop in that direction. She doesn't know more than me. So, and I feel like I'm in this position where I can help her just because I have this knowledge and she doesn't. And she's resisting me, obviously, because she's my mom and she knows better. but I'm like, no, you have to do it because this is science and this is Malachov and this is like whatever you watched on TV. Like we have to like work with that. And yes, I become arrogant. I'm kind of like I'm not ashamed of myself, but I understand it that I'm doing something wrong. I'm not supposed to do it. It's difficult to take myself out from this position and change it, to change the tone, to change what I say. And when she's living with me, and I see all of this. When I don't see her, it's a different story. I can tell her on the phone, but that's it. But when I see all of this, okay, you need to do this, you need to do that, and how do you, it's like I don't see right now that I can step down from this position where I am. Maybe I can switch the tone, but I cannot change the whole situation of how it goes and where our roles are. That's where our roles are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. It's really hard because you're already you assume that role and that's it. You're like in it, right? It's
Yeah.
really hard to change, and you don't know how many hours we spent talking with Yulia and her trying to like reshape my thinking and kind of like reshape the way that I'm doing things. And I'm still not where I should be. I know, but at least I can recognize certain things that I'm doing wrong,
The
and it's
patterns,
more
yeah.
even when you okay sometimes you know how when we talk sometimes and you go, oh, okay, my plans for the weekend are I need to take my mom out,
Right.
right?
Yes.
I need to like take her there to the
On a
store, or I
play
need
date. On a play date,
right
literally.
on the play date. But babe, that's what it sounds like to me. To me
Yeah.
it sounds like you're talking about your child. If you remove the word mom from the
Yeah.
sentence, I could think that you're talking about your child, that you need to take your child to the
To
store
play
to
with friends.
to show her this, to show her that. So it's kind of like that. It really kind of makes sense when you start thinking about it this way, right? Remove the word mom and listen to
Yeah.
yourself what comes
Yeah.
out.
When you told me about it was the first time when Juliet, tried to put inside your head, and I'm like, I'm listening to Nadia, and I'm feeling like something is like not working in my head, like my brain reduced to move. It's like
Resistance, right?
it's stuck.
Resistance.
It's total resistance. Yet I'm like I can't even apprehend that. Like how? What?
Yeah.
We're too stuck to it, into this position. So
All of us. I agree with you. I agree with you, and I'm facing this very often. And actually, it's like a habit, right? So it's just like a habit, and it's like a habit. If you want to give up smoking, it's not easy, right? You just, oh, okay.
yeah.
No, it doesn't work like that. So you have to put the focus of your attention there. You have to understand what are the consequences if I'm not gonna quit smoking. So after 5 years, 10 years, what's gonna be with my health, with my everything, right?
So,
So,
Natasha, Natasha, if we keep doing what we're doing right now, you and me, we're gonna turn into babushkas. We're gonna turn into old grandmas. Okay, and we don't want to do that before it's time.
100%.
Before it's time, we don't want to become grandmas.
yeah, actually, the science, how you can test yourself if I'm on the grandmother's place. So many people are asking you for advice. Many people are saying, "Oh, you're so wise." You know, why? Be wise is the grandmother's
Quality.
character. Yeah, yeah. If you feel like, oh, I know everything, I lived this life for a long time already. I know how everything. I know that after spring it's gonna be summer. After summer it's gonna be autumn. You know. Oh, I know already. So that kind of feeling is already a sign that there's a huge chance. Maybe there is. It's time to rethink how to maybe reshape this story with your mom, because the price is very expensive. Usually, the price is when I'm
Very
talking.
high. Yeah.
Yeah. Not nobody is ready actually to pay that.
I tried one. I tried once here once. And I tried to say something, like she was like telling me something, and instead of my usual, I know, mom, I will do it. I want to say, I said, of course, mom. I almost had a heart attack. I swear, I felt so bad. Like I need to say like my usual words. I know, mom. I know, but I'm like, yes, of course, mom. Yes, we will do that. And I'm like, I feel like I don't feel okay. I physically feel bad.
Yeah, that's normal.
That's how it's your body resistance, like extreme. It's too extreme.
Yeah, same story if you quit smoking, for example. Like first days will be like, kill me, you know? It's very hard. But then after a while, when you're practicing, it's very pleasant place, by the way, the place of the daughter. When you
I don't know how to be a daughter, honestly. I forgot that.
I forgot, but I think you can relearn. You can relearn.
Yeah.
uh, apart from all the bonuses that we can live our life like wherever we think how it should be, and we can gain the goals, really gain the goals. So apart from all that stuff, one thing I want to line up is it's very pleasant, safe place. Many people, they are coming to me and say, oh, I have this, I'm worried about everything. How do you call that? Тревожность. How to translate that?
Anxiety.
Anxiety, yeah. So this, the place of the daughter, anxiety, the 70% of anxiety will just go away just because of that action. So I give very nice example about if you're asking me what should I do, what should I actually do to become a daughter with my mom, not a mom of my mom. So I give you an example with the stewardess on a plane. So you're looking, making the haircut like a stewardess. If the plane will be flying and you will be walking around and just suggesting some tea or coffee, would you like a blanket or something? And you will be wearing the stewardess uniform. How do people will talk to you? Like you, like who? Like who you are? They will be talking to you like you are
like a servant, basically.
like a
Service.
stewardess, like a stewardess, right? So
Yeah.
among other stewardess,
Mm-hmm.
one
Yeah.
of, you will be one of them, right? No, yes or no?
Yeah. how do we take our parents from this position as well? Because they get used to this as well. Like, for example, I listen to Nadia, and I'm listening now to you because I want to, bring it to my life. And I'm like, okay, let me take my mom to the store because she always follows me. I took her to the Russian store. I gave her cash. I gave her money. And I'm like, Mom, go get whatever you want. I will go to different store. I want you to buy everything and pay yourself. And she's like, why? No, you're not going anywhere. You stay with me. I'm like, Mom, I'm gonna get lost. Look at this huge store. I'm like, Mom, you shop in Kazakhstan. You can do it. And everyone is Russian here. Go ahead. And she's like, she went ahead, and I'm like, in 10 minutes, I checked on her because I'm like, I don't know what she's doing. She's like, she sees me from like far away, few meters ahead of me. She's like rushing to me with the car. Natasha, look what I got. Is it okay? I'm like, okay, Mom, I'm leaving again. I'm leaving you here. I'm not coming back. You do whatever you want. So she finished shopping, and she's like, she comes out happy, like a child. But it's challenging for her as well because she's completely lost. When she knows I'm here, she's lost. When she's there, she's fine. She's doing fine in Kazakhstan. It's like she doesn't have anyone holding her hand. So,
because you're giving her a task that is not her specialty. Like
on shopping.
Shop, right? Because again, it's
she shops every day in Kazakhstan.
A different country. If you go to Kazakhstan and you go to the market with her, will she be able to take you to the market and say, this lady sells the best milk and this lady sells the best milk?
Absolutely.
Because that's her specialty. That's where she's comfortable. You can't give her a task that she's not comfortable with and expect her to act like a parent in a situation where she's not comfortable.
Exactly. That's my point. Like, how do I take her out? Because she got used to it as well. When I'm near her, I am her parent. She doesn't want to get out of this position. She feels comfortable as well. I make her smoothie in the morning. I'm taking care of her as she is my, older child. And she's good. She's okay. I don't think she wants to move out.
What I've learned from Yulia, and she will tell you too, right? You can make a smoothie for your mom, but it depends how you make a smoothie for your mom. If you make a smoothie for your mom and you're like, look, I'm responsible, I'm so good, and I'm taking care of you because I can, and I'm so big about it, and I'm so full of myself about it, right? That's one approach to doing that. Versus you're making her a smoothie because that's your favorite mommy, and
basically it is. I take care of her. I care of her for her. Care for her,
right?
And of her.
The attitude at that point is different. You're either like, oh, I'm so big and I'm so mighty, and that's why I'm making you a smoothie and taking care of you. Versus, I'm your child, and I'm supposed to respect, and I respect you, and this is why I'm doing it. With like Yulia said, like with a bow type of thing. Different.
Yeah.
Don't break my brain, please.
Yeah, I know that's the feeling actually. And I can give you another example about you can make a smoothie as a boss to the people you hired. Yeah.
Okay.
And you can make the smoothie as you are somebody who was hired to your boss.
An employee. Okay.
An employee, exactly. So can you feel the difference, right?
Yes.
There
so
is
basically, instead of like being a boss who's like giving some kind of not donations, what do we get, like
charity or bonuses?
Bonus for a holiday. You are serving your boss as a secretary, right?
Exactly.
Right, something like that. I don't know.
And that's very pleasant feeling, actually. You feel
you just need to get in the mindset.
Yeah, you just need to get that habit. That's the only thing. That's why I'm giving this a few sessions. Like, you need some sessions so you can discuss, oh, she told me this, how should I reply? Like a daughter, I replied that, and a few cases we're doing, and then how you can feel this formula, and okay, so and now and maybe the case is becoming different a little bit, but what is the main thing. So you can put your X and Y and still get that daughter place. I started with their example of stewardess, right? So if you're doing everything as a stewardess, people are look at you and feel you're stewardess and talking to you as a stewardess, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you're doing everything as a daughter, your mom will look at you and feel you as a daughter. Same story. So you will ask me, okay, what exactly? What is their dress of the daughter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dress of the daughter is, for example, you're asking for a blessing. For example, like, mom, please wish me luck today with my work, with my, I don't know, with my daughters. So they have some exams or whatever. Please, wish me luck. Because when you're wishing me luck, everything goes very smooth.
Oh my God, I'm sweating right now. Can I say that? You know, because my mom would be like in seventh heaven. She would be so like, oh my, she would write me prayers, stick it in every pocket of my clothes and my bag because she loves that. Yeah, she would absolutely love it.
Type of feeling that I had, Natasha. The same type of feeling. And then Yulia would be like, "Okay, well, call your mom and ask for advice." I'm like, "Advice with what?" If I need advice, I Google it, right? Like if I don't know how to do something, like if I don't know how to cook something, what do? I Google it, right? If I don't
Exactly.
know, how to apply for a driver's license or whatever, I Google it, right? That's what we do these days. We ask Google instead of asking our parents. But back in the
Yeah.
day, remember when we didn't have internet, who do we ask? We asked our parents. So I guess that's the problem now is that the technology replaces so many human communications and so many human
Absolutely.
relationships that is difficult to stay in your place, right? So, but Yulia tells me, okay, but still, I know you can look up the recipe online, but if you ask your mom, she feels nice about it. Like she feels needed, right?
Yeah.
You can get that
You
recipe
feel
online.
nice. Yeah, I would say not only about your mom. She would feel respected. It's very natural, right? Are you agree? It's very natural. Then their younger generation asks something from the older generation. Recipe, yeah, is a good example. We can go deeper and find something that we really need, that we really maybe can't Google, or we can Google, but we trust more about more fundamental stuff. For example,
Mm-hmm.
I have some issues in my relationship with my friend, with my husband, with my kids. Mom, I just want to know your opinion. What would you do if there is like something like this or like that? What would you do?
That's why I don't think I would take her advice in that department.
Yeah, it's actually
Relationship wise.
usually. Yeah, but actually, many of my clients, when we're working for a while, and they're asking me something, and I give some answers. Or after some time, they're sitting like, my mom told me the same. You know, that's how often I. But we're listening to this stuff from the total different people.
Yeah, we listen from you. We've asked,
Yeah,
advice from
because
you.
yeah,
Your authority, not our parents in this. How to
I'm not
deal
that
with that.
close. Yeah, I'm more neutral.
You look from
That's
outside.
Yeah, but if we're thinking deeply, if we got some nice advice from somebody, or if we can find out something by ourselves, some time pass by and we feel, oh, this is what my mom told me like 10 years ago, you know? But it's very hard. It's very hard to feel younger, to be on our own place, and to be humble enough to give this advice, to go deeper, not to just reject it all the time, even
Yeah.
inside. From outside,
Yeah.
we can say, okay, yes, yes, but deeply inside, we not let this advice enter
Go.
our, yeah, enter our.
Okay.
That's the reason. So this is number
Yeah.
two. Number one is ask for blessings.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Ask for advice, ask for something. Actually, wherever you ask, for example, you can ask, oh mom, I love your pancakes so much, please, is it possible for you to do some, like, to cook me a little bit? This still being asked. And if I'm younger, I'm asking from the
Yeah.
older person. It's very
That she
limited.
likes. That she likes to cook. Блинчики.
And maybe you like to eat something like this, for example.
Well,
Or
by the way, I have a question about it.
yeah.
About food. What good that you mentioned it. We have completely different diets, completely
Mhm.
different things what we eat, because she still eats what we ate, in Soviet Union, and obviously when we came to America, and Nadia, no, Nadia has probably eats more food from what she used to eat than me, because I eat completely different food from I, used to eat. And when she comes, we're instantly clash of it, because she wants to feed me, this high oil, food, like with a lot of oil, with a lot of like fat in it, and I eat everything like fat free, sugar free, whatever free. And how do we navigate in this field, because she's not happy that I don't want to eat her food, because she wants to feed me all the time what she eats, and I don't want to put it in my body. It doesn't even it tastes delicious for me anymore, and she doesn't want to eat what I cook. She's like, what is this? I can't eat it. It's blah. How do we work from it? And Nadia, do you have the same situation? In Georgia, by the way, where are you, Julia, right now? I love Georgian food. I don't know. I would eat that every day.
I would say definitely yes. There are things I cook differently. Like it's the same recipe, but I don't do it the same because it's too greasy. It's too much,
Right.
right? And I modify it definitely. But whenever my mom cooks, I kind of I don't know. I try not to because I'm afraid to hurt her feelings or whatever. And I try not to tell
Yeah,
her.
but at the same time, I don't want to hurt her feelings, but at the same time, I don't want to eat it. So this is one of the big problems for us right now, because for her, food is everything. She loves to cook, she loves to feed. It's like a tragedy for her that I don't want to eat her
But
food.
on the other side of things, also think about it, Natasha. But remember when your children were little, right? When you were making them something, isn't it the best feeling on the face of this earth when your children are eating what you made them?
Yeah, my
But
children ate macaroni and cheese and
okay,
pizza.
fine. But you made the macaroni and cheese. Isn't that
Yeah,
fulfilling? It feels good when your kid is eating. And I know that's why I have a cat now. I love my cat because
she
she
eats
eats the
everything
food
you
that
give
I give her, right?
her.
She eats the food that I give her. I derive pleasure from that. It makes me happy to see her eat well. Whenever she doesn't eat well, then I get concerned, right? So
Yeah,
it's
but
it's
my mom
almost
doesn't
it's
cook
like
what
the
I
same for
want.
your mom too.
She doesn't cook what I want. She doesn't like that.
Um, I can give an example how it
Yeah.
usually works, and because very good question, many people are asking that, and I have one answer about that. So usually our parents, actually not only our parents, everybody inside our family, we don't need the knowledge from each other. We need love. If we feel love first, then we can after we have that feeling, so we can accept something. So number
Mm-hmm.
one is how I would do if I had this kind of story. I would say, oh mom, for example, you ate something that mommy cooked like 10 dishes, and something one from the 10 is okay for you, or half okay, or at least like okay, I can handle that. And
Mm-hmm.
you're eating that and saying, mom, oh my gosh, this is the taste of my childhood. I love that so much. Thank you. I'm so happy. And you eat this kind of dish. And then after you're happy, after you're seeing she's pleased with your reaction, for example, and she's also happy, you ask, mommy, I love everything you cook. Because this cooked with love. And I can feel that. But
Yeah.
there is a problem from my side because I need to follow this kind of diet or whatever. And may I ask you next time to cook, for example, I don't know, compote or something that is possible for her and that is possible for you to digest or to consume or so there is always the gold middle, I think, between what is our habit is between their circumstances. And the number one rule for me is first we make the connection, the real connection, is showing our respect in many different ways, with finding something that we're interested in, and they're also interested. For example, for me and my uncle, I have an uncle, he's 77 years old. Of course, we don't have many common topics, obviously, but we found out that I'm not into politics at all, and he's very good in that. He's watching TV very often, and their news. And I'm curious about what our things are, but I'm not ready to dive inside, it's very stressful.
Right.
So this is my common topic with him. Every time I call and say, "Oh, what is new in this word?" Because I know he knows. So this is I genuinely interested in that. I'm not just doing that. Oh, I want my uncle feel okay. So I'm just, it's also arrogance in a way. So we need to make a real research. We need to work with our soul, with our heart when we are communicating with our relatives, because they don't understand the language of knowledge. They don't need any kind of knowledges from us. They
Yeah.
love. And if we're starting with love, we can step by step we can make it more realistic about what she cooks and what she eats, so make these connections, connecting these dots. It's a work, it's not easy.
It's work. Well, first we have to step on our ego and work with that, which is not easy. And every psychologist, and you probably, say that ego is something very huge that steps on our way and stops us from doing a lot of things, and we have to get away from it a little bit and get down, right?
That's why I'm always talking about the price. Very easy to fight ego when you know the price of following the ego. You can, very fast. Okay, because when we, for example, when we're doing something from our ego, we think, oh, it's free, but it's not. If we're talking on a perspective, our relationship with parents, especially, so it's not for free. And if you realize the deep inside, you realize the price, very fastly, ego goes far away. Because ego is also not an enemy.
You know what's very good? Getting yourself back, for grounding yourself back from being high up top on your high horse, is
Yeah.
starting something that you don't have any prior experience in. It brings you down so fast. You feel like a stupid idiot all the time.
Yeah.
Because you're starting something new, and every time you're starting something new, you're learning, right? And you're like, why the hell is it not working? It's not working at first because you haven't done it before. And this is the best way to put your ego down. Remember when I just started doing high heel dancing? Oh my God, the first month, I'm telling you, I was going there and I paid for it, and I was going because I paid for it, right? I was going there and I was like, what am I even doing here? Why am I here in the first place? What is going on with me? Am I having a midlife crisis? Because this is horrible. I don't want to be doing this. But in the end, after I went, I liked it. I started enjoying it. Same thing with, I took up the embroidery. Same thing exactly. I'm like, it's not working. Why is it that on her videos, everything is so easy and pretty, and mine comes out like crap? Right?
Right.
And I felt so many times I was like, I need to drop this because it's not working. I can't do it. I don't know why. I don't know. I have hands, my hands are in the wrong place or something. I don't know why it's not working. Every time I'm starting to do something that is new for me, this is exactly what's going on in my head. And that checks you into your place real fast.
Yeah. I think one point where I can start, for example, and I think you can relate to probably, our parents, maybe because of their age and that because they got a lot of more our life experiences. My mom is very good people's reading. She reads people like that. And that's not something you can get from books, from Google, from ChatGPT. It's a feeling. She just knows. She just sees a person. She talks for 5 minutes and she gives her assignment. And then most times I wouldn't even think of it. And I'm like, she is right. That person it's this and this. And I would never even think of the situations on like this person went there and she did this and that's why she's that, and I'm like, wow, okay, I would never
Natasha,
think of
that's
it.
why you need to take her on dates. That's why you need to take her on dates with you.
Okay, you know what she does? This guy is not gorgeous, he's not handsome. She is looking at faces and I don't care about faces. She's like, you need a handsome one. That's what her assessment,
Listen,
handsome or not. It's like, but
that's
with
what she
friends,
thinks. She thinks you deserve a handsome one.
yeah, and I'm like, that's the least thing I'm thinking about right now. But like with friends, I can totally rely on her. I'm like, I will believe her if she says something about my friends. That's maybe like a starting point. But I have a question. For example, we have a good relationship, right, with our parents. Our parents are good parents. But what about people? So we can probably somehow manage ourselves, rebuild our brain, and go to that place, to that happy place. What about people who don't have this experience with their parents? Their parents are narcissists. I don't know, alcoholics, like drug addicts that beat their kids, like they have no relationship. How do they build this kind of environment, and could they do it at all?
Another good question. Yeah, of course. Because our parents gave us life. And apart from the life, they gave us some experience that somehow is being our, experience, our slave. So it works for us, whether we like it or not. I give you an example. For example, yeah, an alcoholic story, right? So somebody's father or mother was an alcoholic. And if you ask that person whose father or mother was an alcoholic, do you have any, how do you call that, зависимости?
Dependency?
Um,
No.
no, another one. Зависимости. Алкоголь, курение.
It's an addiction.
Addiction. Yeah.
Addictions, yeah. What kind of addictions you have? And the majority of people will say, okay, my father was an alcoholic. I don't drink at all. And I'm leading a healthy lifestyle. Or they will say, so this kind of experience, given so many advantages to their child's life, that's what we have to see when we're looking at our, for example, father who had that problem. So this problem, his problem, is giving success to me, but not the way I liked. So I didn't like the way how it gave me success, but I still have it and I still enjoy it, and I still, having results, the consequences of this success. For example, I leaded a healthy lifestyle and I became a beautiful woman, and many people like me, for example, or I became a health coach, or I don't know, wherever. So I'm making money on that even. So I'm making money thanks to whom? Thanks to my father as well. Yeah, I didn't like the way he delivered that to me, but I still taking advantage of that. That's how it works.
If they're lucky.
Yeah. Or if I'm asking, okay, your father was an alcoholic, do you drink? And she goes, yeah, I'm also drink. So why you're angry? You're doing the same, So you can understand your father when you feel very hard to overcome something. You're using this tool as well, less or more, or you're using alcohol, or you're using smoking, or you're using wherever, there is a huge list of that. So that's how we remove this feeling that I am better than my father or my mother. So we see what we got after that kind of experience they showed us. But
they probably cannot. Sorry. Go ahead.
It's actually the same story. For example, I'm always giving this example with their cake. We're very happy when we're children. Oh, my mom gave me a sweet cake. I'm so happy. Thank you, Mom. I love you. But next day, for example, the child, so me, I got the lungs inflammation or something like that. And the same mom who gave me the cake yesterday, given me an injection, for example, which is give me pain. And I'm crying as a child. And I'm after that injection or bitter tablet, I'm getting better. So I'm recovering, and after I recovered, and I was very healthy the whole of my life, but I still remember that the tablet is bitter, and I'm despite the fact, so I'm not focusing on that tablet helped me, and I'm healthy now because of that tablet. I'm focusing that tablet was bitter. Why? You know, it is the tablet was bitter. It was true. Okay, so it's true.
Mm-hmm.
It was really bitter, but the same
Mm-hmm.
at the same time. Yeah. So one eye, we only watch our parents with one eye. Oh, that tablet was bitter, but I'm just suggesting to open the second eye and to find out what that bitter tablet gives you now. And after that, usually people are changing the angle, how they.
Yeah. But I think there is a probably situations where like it's impossible to build that kind of order in hierarchy. For example, when a child, like the parent basically was a sperm donor, right, and he abandoned his children and abused their children, and the children got trauma for the rest of their lives, and they get together with these parents, and the parents like will do drugs with me or whatever, right? And these children go to psychologists, and psychologists tell them it's a very popular topic, right? Your parents are their fault of everything that happens to you, and in some situation it is, in some situations, in some situation it isn't. It's a false narrative, but it is like the kids have to get away from their parents and heal, and they cannot go back and become children again and accept whatever parents give them, because it's not going to be good advice. It's going to be abuse. They're going to be traumatized again. Those are mentally unhealthy, borderline, narcissists, whatever parents are. You cannot build that kind of relationship with them,
Yeah,
no matter how you try.
and that's okay. And you still can be free from this different kind of scenarios. Why? How? Uh, to respect our parents is not doesn't mean that I'm doing everything they're telling me. So I'm not just a toy in their hands. No, it's not about that. Respect means like, inside Wi-Fi which you're giving. You can't see that Wi-Fi, but you can feel it, you can use it. And if you're changing the point of, so you find the point where you can respect, and you only can respect when you understanding what are, how the actions of my parent gave me success now in my life. For example, they only gave sperm, and I never seen my father. But I can see I'm a beautiful woman or a man, or I'm healthy. So I'm taking the advantage from that kind of spur. Not everybody is healthy, for example, or not everybody gets some, I don't know, talent, which I have. I'm playing piano very nicely, for example. So using his genes. So inside your mind, you definitely can build the very beautiful point where from looking at your parents from that point, you can respect them naturally. You don't have to, you don't. It doesn't have to be like, or it's something fake. It would be real, and it would be strong. And I'll tell you more. If you don't respect your parents, if anybody doesn't respect their parents, the problem is, so you understand. So this is me, and I'm consistent from my parents' genes, like 50 and 50%. If I don't respect my father, I can have normal self-esteem. I will be, I will have like, oh, there is something wrong with me because I am consistent from my father as well. If I'm crossing my father, means I'm crossing half of myself, like a pot.
Yeah.
There is a
You
pot.
see, Natasha? You see, Natasha, where we're not looking for you know how they say, "Oh, you're looking for your other half." We're not really looking for our other half. We need to make sure we restore the other half. It's there, right?
Yeah.
Just don't
Yeah.
look for the other half.
Yeah, like Julie's teaching is very different from what modern psychologists are saying because it's a
Really,
the life
not really.
right now.
I disagree. I
Your
disagree.
parents are at fault.
I disagree. So what the modern psychology is teaching is cognitive behavioral therapy. And it means that you change your behavior to get a different result, which is basically this is what Yulia is telling us. If you change your behavior towards your family, towards your parents, and you stop being a parent to your parent and become again their child, right? And regard your parents as a child, it's a cognitive behavioral therapy. That's all it is.
But
It's
she's not
not
saying she's saying complete opposite. Your parents are you should respect your parents. Your parents give you something to, be successful in this life and you have to, find that what it
but
is.
the
Unless
main
like
idea.
go in your childhood and find where your parents abused you, that's why you suck right now in life, That's pretty much what it is right now in
Oh,
Miss
okay, right. That's
psychologist.
what
So it's
that's
a
why you
different
suck. No, 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 no. Because okay, that's why you suck in life, right? Okay, for example, if that's what the psychologist says, whatever. But their thing is not to just find this place, blame everything on this place, and not do anything about it. Their job is to give you tools to change your behavior now so that now your life is different. Which again, tools can be different, but essentially it's the same idea behind it. It's changing your behavior. If you change your behavior one way or another, you can change it for the worse or you can change it for the better. You will get a different result. That's the whole idea behind it. It's not. I shouldn't say that. A lot of people think that psychologists are supposed to teach you how to do things. So psychologists are supposed to give you tools so that you can use them to improve your life. Not like teach you
Yeah.
this is how you're supposed to live. Not really. But it's easier to think about it this way because I just want a solution and that's it. Give me an easy solution, I'm going to take it. It's easy to blame your parents.
Actually, I can add something. If any kind of professional is giving you like direct advice, means he is taking the place of your mom. So, and that's how it works. You have a bad mom, I will be a good mom for you. So we can combine, and this is this. When I was studying, that's what we were talking about a lot, because to not to make this mistake. And as for psychologists, I don't know, because every good professionals got their own numbers of tools, and I suppose what you're talking about now is more about making you go through all these things. Usually, it's because just to admit your feelings. Okay, I have this feeling. I'm still angry, because many people are not admitting that I'm not angry, they say, but they're really inside, they're very angry. And that anger is just distracting them from inside. So it's a very good tool just to admit, but not to stay in that kind of point. So admit, let it go. After a while, sometimes it takes more time, sometimes a more short period of time, but it's an important step to understand what I really feel about my mom's action or dad's actions or that past that we all had. And then you can digest, and step by step you go out of that trauma or whatever they call it.
How do you let it go?
Sorry.
How do you let it go? Because we all probably have a little, grudges that something happened in our childhood, our parents said something or did something. Not that it doesn't have to be abusive, but something that touch that. This we still remember. I have some things that I remember from my childhood. I'm like, why did she say that? Why did she do it? You know, and I was like 5 or whatever, and I still remember. How do you let it go?
Yeah. So first, my way how I do that. So my method, what I follow, when you understand, when you find what that kind of story gave you, so what decision you made after that, some you have a bad or good, or what kind of impression you had. So it was bright impression. Okay, so wow, that happens. Okay, what kind of decision you made after, and what how you started to maybe there started to be a difference between how you lived your life before and you started to live your life after. For example, your mom was shouted at you, for example. Okay, so what kind of decision usually we do? Okay, I'm not gonna shout. I will be nice with my kids. And if I ask, do you have good relationship with your kids? You say, okay, yeah. Thanks to whom? Thanks to that story as well. And when you see that the same story, but with this kind of angle, their degree of that anger or trauma is getting less and less and less, because you understand, okay, it wasn't just a bad impression or bad story. That story is works for me.
Right.
Yes.
Benefit.
Yeah, it played its role in something that I really like in my life, not only in that I didn't like. So, and then you can see it as an adult, not as a child. So you have different angle, and that's how I usually work. But sometimes when the story is very deep or the story is very emotional, I use something that usually psychology is using. So we are admitting this anger, and we are having how the regression. I think, and we go to that point, and we're giving our inner child an opportunity to respond that story the way he really or she really wanted, and then it goes away.
It
Because
makes sense. Yeah.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine? We've been talking for like over an hour, and we went over one law.
Wow. Wow.
We only covered one thing today. We didn't get anywhere further than that, because it is true. It's true. It's difficult. It's difficult these days with the way that technology is evolving, the way that the world is evolving. It's difficult not to become a parent to your own parent. It is. It's difficult to keep your position and remember to be in that position all of the times. Especially for immigrant children and their parents, because a lot of the times in immigration, children have to grow up faster. We have to adapt faster. Especially, if you're coming here as a child too, you have to adapt faster. You have to help your parents. You have to read stuff for them because their English probably is not as great as yours. You have to interpret it and help them and advocate for them. And that makes you their parent, basically.
Yeah, you can't change that, unfortunately.
So, you kind of have to find a different way to approach these things. And thank you, Yulia, for sharing this with us, because again, this is like a huge thing. We can sit here and talk here for hours and hours and hours, and I don't think there's going to be less examples or situations that will arise.
But I feel like Yulia, like her approach, she's more than a coach. She's a healer. That's what I sense from her. She's not going to these bad places and agrees with everyone. Yes, that's your parents. They made it, to you. She's taking something positive about it, and you should apply that. And I'm looking at it. Yeah, it's still tough, but it's a way to go. It's a way to heal. So she is a very, very positive healer. It's a completely different from what modern psychologists do, and I appreciate it. I really appreciate your way to do things and teach people.
Girls, I'm so happy that you really like the method, actually, because this is the method, this is the logic, and this, what I really like about this, that you said you have the formula, you have the tool which you can apply to everything, and you're not your coach is not becoming your mom, so you can be free from the coach, and you can
Yeah.
be you can use this logic to resolve your in upcoming situation,
Yeah.
and that's the real freedom.
Yeah, most psychologists they kind of stick a knife and try to open the wound deeper. You're opposite. You're like putting an ointment on it. You're like, no, we're gonna heal it. We're gonna seal it. We're not gonna open it deeper. We're not gonna hurt you more. That's why I actually really enjoy it. Yeah. I think you helped a lot of people with that. It's difficult to take it, to accept it. But it's a very different way, and I really really love it. Yeah, but girls, before we go, you have to admire my chair, which is pink. I don't know if you can see it. It's a pink chair. I have a pink
Oh,
cup,
yes, you did.
and I have
Love
pink
it.
microphone. Okay, all right.
Love it.
Okay,
Great,
that's
the mood. I love that
it. Everything is pink. Oh, that was amazing. Well, thank you so much, Julie. And Nadia, please say the final words.
The final words. The final words are yes, that old relationships take time and work. And a lot of the times, we take a lot of our relationships for granted. Um, Life being as fast as it is, sometimes, yes, we don't have time, but we have to kind of carve it out and make more conscientious decisions about how we treat others, including those who are closest to us, because those are the most vulnerable people. It's much easier to hurt your family than it is to hurt somebody else, because we take them for granted. So on that note, let's just love each other and love our family and love everybody and world peace and all of that.
And try to become more happier just using the tools Julia gave us today.
Yes, let's do that. All of us.